again, please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
In the grand theatre of modern football, history is usually written by the conformists. Men who follow the textbook speak to the press with calculated humility and treat the pitch as a mere chessboard. But history is remembered because of the iconic lessons. There are managers who simply coach that, and then there is Jose Mourinho. To understand him is to understand a 20-year war against football's establishment. He was never just a tactician. He was an emotional anarchist, a pantomime villain, and a savior to those who followed him. Today, we look past the tactical boards and the cold statistics. We journey through the chronological chapters of a lifetime defined by defiance. From the arrogance of youth to the tears of an exile, this is the anatomy of the special one. Our story begins not in the luxury of elites, but in the fires of a footballing miracle. In 2004, a young Portuguese manager shocked the world by taking FC Porto to the absolute summit of Europe. He didn't just win, he conquered. But Europe truly met the man when he stepped into the cynical, unforgiving spotlight of London. The English press, arrogant and protective of their league, asked this newcomer, "Are you ready for the Premier League? Are you the best?" Mourinho didn't believe. He smiled a smirk that would change football forever. "Please don't call me arrogant, but I'm a European champion. I think I'm a special one." It wasn't a boast. It was a prophecy. That single sentence drew a line in the sand. The master of mind games had arrived, and English football would never be the same again. At Chelsea, Mourinho built a machine. It was a terrifying collective of power, tactical discipline, and absolute loyalty. They didn't play football to entertain. They played to suffocating victory. By 2006, the world witnessed the twin pillars of his character, his unyielding obsession with psychological dominance, and his complete disdain for past achievements. First came the Nou Camp Nou in a bitter Champions League clash against Barcelona. Chelsea snatched a 93rd minute equalizer. As the stadium fell into a stunned silence, Mourinho spun, sprinted, and dropped into a violent knee slide, tearing up the pristine Catalan turf. It was pure footballing sacrilege. He wanted to break Barcelona's spirit in their own home. Months later, Chelsea retained the Premier League crown. As the stadium erupted, a gold medal was placed around his neck. Mourinho glanced down at the ultimate symbol of English glory and casually hosed it into the crowd. When asked why, his response was chillingly calm. The medal was the same as last year. "I don't keep silver or gold." To the crowd, they will remember it forever. This was the ultimate statement of a conqueror. I don't collect past glories, I create them. After England, destiny called him to Italy, Inter Milan. An aging, desperate squad that had forgotten how to rule Europe. Mourinho became their warlord. By 2010, Pep Guardiola's Barcelona had become a footballing deity, hailed as the greatest team to ever play the game. They were deemed untouchable, but Mourinho specialized in killing gods. The setting was once again the Nou Camp, the Champions League semi-final. Down to 10 men for over an hour, Inter Milan put on a masterclass of defensive suffering. They bled, they starved the ball, and they survived. When the final whistle blew, defiance won. Mourinho exploded. He sprinted across the sacred pitch. A lone finger pointed to the heavens. Entirely consumed by ecstasy, enraged Barcelona staff turned on the sprinklers to wash him away. But he stood tall in the artificial rain, soaked but untamed. That image became immortal. Even if the cosmos is against me, I will tear down your empire. He won the historic treble with Inter, achieving immortality in Milan. But a warrior cannot rest. His next move was the ultimate declaration of war. He moved straight to Madrid. Real Madrid was Mourinho's most explosive, passionate, and definitive masterpiece. He was brought to the Bernabeu for one singular historic mission: to break the golden era of Barcelona. For 3 long years, he turned modern football into a thrilling tactical war, pushing both physics and willpower to their absolute limits. In 2012, the king of tactics achieved the impossible, a legendary, record-shattering 100-point season, scoring an astronomical 121 goals, and completely dethroning Guardiola's empire. During the grand celebration at the Bernabeu, amid the roaring crowd and golden confetti, Mourinho delivered the ultimate theatrical climax of his career. The public saw a gesture of profound humility. The wise saw a political masterpiece. The world was stunned. But this wasn't a submissive bow. It was a masterstroke of passion and supreme respect. Having endured suffocating pressure all season, Mourinho used this jaw-dropping gesture to fully release his emotions. He was telling his place. You fought like gods, and you deserve the ultimate tribute. By kneeling to his team, he wasn't showing weakness. He was crowning his warriors at the peak of their shared universe. It was a defiant declaration to the footballing world. Look at what we built. It was Jose Mourinho at his absolute pinnacle, unapologetic, intensely loyal, and forever legendary. A long-form chronicle cannot ignore the darkness. The years that followed were a painful cycle of fleeting success and bitter betrayals. A second stint at Chelsea ended in mutiny. At Manchester United, he won trophies but was mocked by a new generation of unmanageable players. At Tottenham, he was dismissed days before a cup final. The modern game was evolving. Tiki-taka gave way to high-pressing systems, and a new breed of player demanded pampering over tactical sacrifice. The media declared him obsolete, thought a relic of the past. The special one was now the yesterday man. The world thought he was finished, but they forgot one thing. A wounded lion is still a lion. To 2021, Rome, a fallen giant of a club and a fallen giant of a manager. It was a marriage of the broken. Away from the billion-dollar budgets of the European elite, Mourinho found shelter in a city that valued passion over perfection. In 2022, he led Roma to the UEFA Conference League title. It was a minor trophy, mocked by the elite clubs he used to command. But when the final whistle blew, the man who spent a lifetime showcasing an armor of gold, unbreakable steel, wept. He wept openly, hugging his staff like a child. He wept not for the glamour of the cup, but for the sheer weight of survival. His hair was completely white, his wrinkles deeply carved by a footballing lifetime of warfare. The arrogance had been tempered by time, but the obsession remained untouched. From Porto to Chelsea, Madrid to Rome, the badge changed, the tactics evolved. But the law of Mourinho remained absolute. Wherever I go, I will find a way to win. They called him a villain. They called him a genius. Some worshipped him as a footballing messiah. Others loathed him to their very core. But as the curtain falls on this 30-year epic, one truth remains entirely undeniable. A football world without Jose Mourinho is a world stripped of its narrative color. The tossed medals, the defiant knee slides, the reign of the new camp, the tragedy of Madrid, and the tears of Rome. Every moment, the man, pure, unadulterated drama, and the epic masterpiece known as Mourinho shall rage on. Thank you for watching. I'm Mr. Baloo.